Hey guys! It says I'm live on my phone. Okay, so here we go. Just doing some warm-ups, waiting. Today is my day off from the gym, but I promise you I will go ride my bike. We got 0 people on the broadcast, so let's wait for people to chime in. And then we're going to get this friggin' party started, right? Alright. So, yeah. Hey, you guys are coming in. So I thought I'd do an earlier broadcast because people are like, come on, Steph. Give us Europeans a chance to catch the broadcast. What's up, Mohammed? I am fitness. I am too. Hey, everyone. We're going to get in it today. See, I got somebody from Belgium. I don't know if it was the Flemish part or the French part. What up? My little band's here. Hey, guys. So I thought I'd get a little workout in as I'm waiting for you guys to chime in. Because it's just so awkward just to stand here and be like, waiting for everyone. Ah, you're from the UK. I wanted to really go to Europe this summer, but I'm writing this book. I feel like I'm in jail because I want to go to Europe now. What's up? You're about to go to sleep. You're from Serbia. Cool. Yeah, I wanted to do a little bit earlier, but I got caught up shopping for the moment. You're a minion. Yeah. So I guess this guy, who shall be nameless, was calling people who listen to what I'm saying minions. But because somebody's writing on my screen. The irony is that he interviewed me for his channel, so he must be my minion too. I'm just saying, and left the video up there a long time so he can draw my audience to his audience. What is up with the internet? People are so insecure. What's up? Hi from Switzerland. That was you. So, what was you, by the way? Was it Miss Mindboot? Hey guys, so I'm gonna start this broadcast soon about how we keto adapt. You gladly be a minion because it rocks. Nobody's a mid. Look, we all follow something, right? We learn from each other. It's really about learning from each other. You know what I'm saying? Because I just live this very humble life, and that's all I do. Okay, guys, so what up, everyone? I don't know. You know, we all find people that, I mean, how did I come to the information that I know? I mean, I followed my clients' stories, so I must be their minion as well. But to call somebody on a minion, right, this is a person who interviewed me for his channel. Why did you do that? And then call me a minion to the public. Also, what did he say also? He said, wait a minute, my mind serves me correctly. I was a 50-year-old diva? Well, I need to diva up then because I'm just too much of a tomboy. You know what I mean? I need to get off the skateboard and like get the fake boobs to be like the diva and, you know, have everything in chiffon pink or something. I don't know. Okay, guys, enough of this bullcrap. Let's get into how you keto adapt. I'm really excited. Who's that? I don't know who that is. You know, the internet has a funny place. Like, you know, you're reminded every once in a while to not war with people on the internet because it's a dumb conversation. It's just dumb. So I've decided to learn my lessons from trying to war with people because I really don't care. Y'all know I follow Stephanie protocol and from the people that I've learned, and then I try to just share the information that I've learned from working with people with you guys, and then you guys can take it from there. Yeah, there's a lot of jealousy when people call people who are interested in information minions. That's very reflective of that person's individual personality. There's a lot of insecurity involved. To call people you don't know minions, I mean, why do that? What's the point? What's that going to gain you, except people not liking you? Okay, I digress. I'm digressing, guys, because I don't really have a lot of emotion invested in, you know, I've had other people say stuff on the internet, and what can you do? It's their opinion. They have a right to it. I say my opinion's about other people. So here we go. How do you keto adapt? I'm gonna talk about that for the next 5 minutes. Okay. And then I'll take your guys your comments and questions, like the 113, 120 glucose in a little minuet, not a minionette, but a minute. What's up, Miss Clark? I'm just saying, what's up? Hey, Miss Clark, did you know you were a minion? No, I'm kidding. All right, here we go. Let's talk about how to keto adapt, because I have people asking me this question. I'm always like, but it's so obvious how you, I know. It's so, Miss K, I know. Sure, IMBO. It's so obvious how to keto adapt, but not for people who are just finding it. And I keep forgetting that ketogenesis, this crooked top, okay. Ketogenesis is new to a lot of people. Now, for the people who have been following it for the last couple of years, it's not new to us, but it's new to a lot of other people. So let's break down the science, and then let's take some questions, and I'm really excited about today. So I'm not going to answer any questions, and so here I go. And I think I'm going to turn off the chat, because you guys know I get distracted sometimes. Yes, they do, Witty Natty. They do. I mean, we're still kind of like, people are still, because you guys out there, and let's hope it's not pixelated. So maybe if I move a lot, it'll be pixelated. If I stay kind of calm, it will not be. But the internet is a very interesting place to exist on. I really don't care to be on it, but very early on, when my mother was going through a glioblastoma, and I was encouraging her to do a ketogenic protocol, and as the years passed, I couldn't wait to talk about it on the internet. That's how I started. I didn't have a weight loss journey or anything like that. It started with my mom dying of cancer. So she had the most aggressive brain cancer. That's where I started from. And I was video blogging just the experience I've had. I used to personal train people. Just a little 5-second backstory. I used to personal train people, and I went from applying keto to my mother, then to myself, then to my clients, and then all of a sudden, all of these amazing things happened with their illnesses. I mean, weight loss, when you're training people, weight loss is often the primary goal, but then to watch them get off SSRIs, to get off their anti-inflammatory medications, thyroid, asthma, it was really, really exciting. And then I was like, I need to talk about this. And for years, I was too afraid to talk about keto because I thought people would think that I was nuts. And so you guys might see an older video of me, I made sweet potatoes, but that was not for me. That was for somebody else I was cooking for, but that was to show people like a low carb reality. So in those years, I was still strict keto, but everybody saw a few videos of me doing carbs. So now, thank you, by the way. So now, when I did my first video, I did it in the bathroom of my apartment. And I was like, do it now, Steph. And back then, there wasn't anybody talking about it. Now everybody's talking about it. Everybody's a damn expert. And that's why you get people from certain channels trying to interview me, ironically, calling me a minion. But you interviewed me, mother sucker, so you had to watch my videos to get to the point where you had to interview me. And then, very much modeled my business, protocol. All right, so here we go. You're from France. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad I'm getting some of the Europeans. Okay, guys, so let's talk about how you keto adapt. That's why we're here. So basically, the ketogenic diet is not a weight loss diet. No, it is a healing of the cells diet, which to get your body to heal, because we're constantly damaged, you have to do certain things. And once your body begins to heal, then and only then, your body will then start to use ketones. And then, yes, you can drop body fat as opposed to muscle. So on other channels, people talk about dropping protein, spiking protein and dropping the fat to lose weight. But then that wouldn't be keto, would it? that's not keto. So let's talk about what it is. So essentially, you guys have to eat a high-fat diet. Now, I've mentioned this in some of the other live broadcasts, so I'm kind of just being redundant. But essentially, to get the brain, it's about the brain, guys. It's not about the weight loss, it's about the brain. So to get the brain to use viable ketones, you have to eat a lot of dietary fat because your body becomes adept to using glucose. So to get it to stop being addicted to this dopamine response, this high response to sugar, you have to encourage your body to create the enzymes to even break down the fat to convert into ketone bodies within the liver to get into the bloodstream so it can get up to the brain so you don't die, essentially, or begin to catabolize. That's what it is. So why are people not talking about this subject on the internet? You guys, many people become so obsessed with the weight loss kind of minutia of confusion that we forget the actual science behind ketogenesis. So let's break it down. You have to eat, yes, if things are only about weight loss, if people are only talking about weight loss, it's about the dollar bills, yo. And that, you know, taking away somebody's like money to is scary for them. Well, you know, luckily, you know, my these comments, I'm getting a lot of comments, will not be seen by the YouTube channel. So people will only see my reaction to your comments. But let it be known, people are commenting, mister, a lot. My minions. All right, here we go. I'm being totally ironic and facetious. So you have to eat a lot of fat because the brain has to then understand. There's a new gasoline type that's getting into the bloodstream, right? So the brain and the hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal axis can understand that this now can become its primary source of fuel. See, we are born ketotic. Mother's milk is high in fat because the amounts of glucose are tiny. So how can the body become used to using glucose if your body's not producing enough to store glycogen? This is what it's about. So we have an ample supply of fat in the breast milk when the baby's born, so the babies can start feeding on high-fat breast milk. What happens is when we become exposed to baby food, that's where the trouble begins. Yes. Because a lot of this is broken down like fruit that's been selectively bred to have more fructose, and you've got vegetables that are just garbage, there's no fiber, so of course babies can't eat fiber. But they're getting introduced to higher amounts of carbohydrate and sugar than they would in the wild. That's the problem. So here we go. You grow up and then your teeth start coming in and people start feeding their children carbohydrates because we're taught that you can't survive without having carbohydrates. But you have to look at things outside as they grow seasonally. So you wouldn't have a lot of, I gotta stop reading these comments. I'm like reading, and then trying to talk. My brain goes, pfft. You wouldn't have a lot of exposure. I gotta turn off the chat. That's what I gotta do. All right, here we go. Just for a little minute, or else I just won't make any sense. So you guys have to think that plants grow only in season. They grow cyclically. So while you're going through a season where there's not a lot of vegetation, you have to hunt. So like muscle meats, these things are dense and hard to chew and break down. But the fatty meats, you really don't need to cook, right? That's why people have raw liver, and they can have organs and tongue and eyes and brain without cooking it. And if it's coming from a healthy animal, you don't have to worry about infections and viruses and bacteria. So we ate a lot of the fattier parts of the animal because they are rich not only in vitamins but in minerals, whereas pure proteins are not. They've got the amino acids, right? The complete amino acids, but they don't have the vitamins and the minerals that we need to fix cells. So stop thinking about in a supermarket kind of way. If you're thinking about your health, think about as if you were to live outside. So so you hunt fish, or eat bugs or roots or whatever you're eating, and you're not exposed to a lot of carbohydrates. So we were able to produce ketones. We are still able to produce ketones today, but we don't use them up very well because we are freaking fracked up beyond measure. And frackness, you all know I really want to swear, but the frackness of it really creates a problem of chronic catabolism. We're constantly in acidic gluconeogenesis. Our brain is constantly wanting the sugar. We're constantly eating processed sugars, carbs and sugars, and that's what our brain wants. So when people try ketogenic protocol, they fail miserably. When people are asking me these odd questions, I'm like, you guys, take away all the crap and break it down in a simple concept. What would you eat if you lived out in the wild? That's the first thing. How would you eat? How would you breathe? How would you sleep? What would be the rhythm of your day? And therein lies the golden gift of the answer that you need to hear. People are looking for supplementation. They're looking for quick fixes to deal with their cortisol. So the reason why people have a difficult in adapting is because, okay, a couple things. Number one, they're not really realizing the science of keto. So they're seeing it as a weight loss thing. So people have their fat low, they have their protein too high, and they have their carbohydrates too high, and then the type of carbohydrates don't seem to be very monitored. So people have their macronutrients completely off. But then the real problem is they don't really think about the journey that they have to go through to get the carb-addicted brain to accept the ketones that it is potentially making. That is the problem. So if you can't get your blood sugar down, then the body is not going to use the ketones that it's making. Often your ketones are getting too high. So what happens when ketones are getting too high within the bloodstream? They're not being used. So they end up in the urine. Because if they can't get into a cell, they cannot be used. So glucose begins to rise even higher. So the woman or man who said that they have a blood sugar of 111 or 112 or something like that, that's the problem. If you're having 111 or 112 on a ketogenic protocol and you're making ketones, those ketones become unviable, so they end up in the urine. Your blood sugar begins to spike. Or if you have high ketones, like 3.5, 4, 5, 6, then you're producing your ketone maker and it's just hemorrhaging and they're not getting into cells. And that's why people still feel tired when they have high ketones. So you have to eat fat to get the brain, because once you eat food, it'll digest and get within the bloodstream, and the brain can sense what's in the bloodstream as to know what to do. Do I release enzymes? Do I release insulin? Right? What do I do? So the brain is actually in a symphony and control of what's going to happen next based on the dietary choices that one might make. So, how do you keto adapt? Well, I always say to people, get ready to go through a journey. If you're looking for the easy ways to keto adapt, you won't adapt. Because it's not easy. Because you're addicted to this kind of reality and you have to change it in every way. So if you can't do that, you won't adapt. You might have days where your body will use more ketones, or even weeks, and then your body will digress. So your weight will fluctuate with the digression, and then you're confused, and then you rebound. How are we going to keto adapt and not rebound? How are we going to get our body to break down the units of fat rather than muscle and use it as viable energy to get into the Krebs cycle, into the muscle cells, and into the brain so you can survive and now your systems can heal? So the things that block your keto adaptation clearly are having your protein too high, which some people out there which that person named them gurus. I don't know. Other people who are talking about keto, some do not factor in the amount of protein, because the people who think that you can eat a lot of protein on keto don't tell their clientele to use glucometers. Use a glucometer and test your blood sugar every 30 minutes up to 3 hours. Every time you eat, let's say, an 8-ounce steak or a lot of protein or chicken breast that's, let's say, 4 ounces or 125 grams in weight. Watch the trend of your blood sugar. You don't need me or anyone else to tell you if your blood sugar is too high on protein. Just use a glucometer, and that will tell you yourself, which is why I have a lot of people testing their blood sugar in the beginning to establish what their macronutrient grams should be per day per meal. That's important. So essentially, you want your body to drop the glucose and spike your ketones. How do you do that? Well, you have to learn how to breathe. It sounds super hippy dippy, but if you're a person, look at people's posture. If your shoulders are pronated and your upper lumbar region is in a C shape, there's not a lot of circulation going here. So that creates inflammation within the body, this compression of the organs. That's a problem. You know, and this is another big reason why women so easily develop gallbladder problems, because they're sitting at desks often too long throughout the day without enough circulation. So, and then they don't breathe on top of that. So when we focus, we take small little breaths through our nose. That's not enough to oxygenate the cells. So the body feels stressed, and every time the body's in stress mode, it doesn't realize we live in the modern time and wants to spike the blood sugar as a means to survive, right? Here's the problem. Too much protein spikes your blood sugar. Too much carbohydrate spikes your blood sugar. The type of carbohydrate can spike your blood sugar. Too little fat can spike your blood sugar because there's not enough fat signaling in the bloodstream to warrant ketone breakdown. Why is that not discussed on the other channels? This is a high-fat diet. This isn't a weight loss diet. Come on, you guys. This is a ketogenic, right? Ketones, right? They have to be viable, or they'll end up in your urine, unused. Look at the amount of people who actually adapt. These people go online and say they lost 100 pounds on a ketogenic protocol. You guys, you can lose weight, but weight can be skin, tissue, muscle, and the loss of proper function from your organs if you lose weight too quickly. Oh, and electrolytes. So what we want to do is get your macros on point and use a glucometer in your first 4 weeks. Then you can see the trend of your blood sugar. You'll have a better idea of what foods you're sensitive to, how much of each food group that your particular individual DNA can handle, your genetics or your epigenetics. So that's like the most critical thing, and to also see if you can make the ketones in a range. That's for the first, let's say, 4 to 6 weeks. From there, you have to think about your sleep, because if you don't hit enough REM state cycles, you don't hit enough deep sleep is when your body repairs. So I say dream and you will be repairing. So these are 4 to 6 REM state cycles a night. And a lot of people are like, well, I use my Fitbit and it says that I sleep really, really well. Guess what? Those Fitbits are very subjective. They can be 97% correct, or they can be 20% correct. If you wake up tired and day in and day out, but your Fitbit said that you had really amazing sleep, guess what? You're not sleeping deep enough, because science is not that advanced to know what's going on the inside. It's like when you get on a treadmill and a treadmill is telling you, oh, you burn this many calories. And I'm like, if we could only predict our body in numbers that well, we could do mathematical equation. Like this guy was telling me, what's the mathematical equation to know how much protein I should take? And I'm like, what are you talking about? No. Doesn't work like that. What are your GLUT4 receptors like? how is your stomach acid? Because if you can't break down protein, then very well, you're having digestive issues, which is inflammatory, which will spike your blood sugar. Some people have to bring down their protein, not because of eating too much protein is going to spike their blood sugar. It's eating too much protein with low HCl levels in their stomach spikes their blood sugar. And why are not other people talking about that? Because they don't know. And they're watching my videos and taking notes. Yes? Take notes and learn. I'm really just talking about one person. All right. So, that's the problem with protein, people. If you have low HCl levels in your stomach, for whatever reasons, you're on proton pumps, you were a vegan, vegetarian for a while, you were drinking too much alcohol or caffeine, and your HCl levels drop, or stress or poor sleep, and then you eat protein and you have digestive issues with it, that's sometimes the reason why I have to lower someone's protein and then build their HCl, their hydrochloric acid levels back up in their stomach so they can digest the protein that can be uptaken in the cells. So we also have to consider the health of our pancreas, right? I tried to explain this, and I said this in the last broadcast, and I'll say it again. I talk to bodybuilders all the time that think doing a lot of cardio, eating a lot of protein, and what else do they do? Very little fat is the most effective way for weight loss. And I said, okay, people need to do like a bodybuilder fitness competitor study on the thyroid and the adrenal and the gut function on the pancreas. Because therein lies the truth of the real answer of what's going on. We're looking at what's on the outside. And without the right set of eyes, you guys, not that many people can see when somebody is emaciated from dieting too much on because we all have muscle. If you get thin enough, you're going to see muscle, but you're going to be catabolic at the same time. So how we want to keto adapt is we want to feed our bodies every couple of hours as to not have pancreatic issues. Well, can we lose weight if we're doing that? No! Because keto is, well, if you're obese, you can. Yes, because your insulin has dropped quite substantially. But if you're a person who's 30 pounds overweight, 5 pounds overweight, this is not how you lose weight in the beginning. You have to understand this, people. This is how much blood sugar that your body can handle, right? It's about 5 grams. Every time you eat a main meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, or even a snack. This is it. That's all you got. So 5 grams, how much is in a piece of bread? 33 grams of carbohydrate? See what I'm saying? So when your insulin, when your blood sugar shoots up too high, because in nature there's no bread trees, people, or bushes. So when you have over a teaspoon of glucose within the bloodstream, the insulin has to spike to get it out. That's the problem with bodybuilders or people obsessed with losing weight. So, okay, people don't think in these more scientific terms. So if you're eating a lot of carbohydrate, then your blood sugar is spiking high, your insulin is spiking high, and this is storing fat. Because insulin is going to go into the muscle cell, and it also is going to take carbohydrates and put it into the fat cells as triglycerides. And then if you have an efficient body, which some younger guys have, they can take their fat cells, release it through gluconeogenesis, and use it back as glucose. But that's not a lot. Optimally, it would be better to take fat from your body and convert it into ketones. So it doesn't have to turn into glycogen within the muscle cell. Because fat cell glucose is not very effective for energy. Eating a bunch of carbs is. But the dichotomy is, when you eat a bunch of carbs, you release a lot of insulin, and the pancreas over time begins to underfunction properly. It's not functioning properly. Now you have bolus amounts of insulin stacking up within the bloodstream, creating damage to the cells. And why isn't anyone talking about this? Don't look at, I can look at the skin quality of people. I can look at the inflammation. I'm not just looking at how many muscles someone has or how thin they are, you guys. It's much deeper than that. lots of women going through thyroid problems who do keto or who do weight loss diets because everyone's in such a big hurry. You have to eat fat in the beginning to get the brain to understand there's a new gasoline substrate. And not only that, you have to eat it every couple of hours. And if you have hypoglycemia, you might have to add a tablespoon or two of protein, fatty, with extra fat so the adrenals don't start cranking out cortisol and creating this hypoglycemic response. So you have to go through this first, adaptation phase to be able to be adapted, to be able to access the fat, to be a true fat burning machine. That's what you got to do. Nobody can get out of this. It's not happening in 6 weeks, yo. It's going to take a while for it to be fine-tuned. It's going to have to take a while. So, you have to eat a lot of fat. You have to keep your proteins low to moderate because protein's hard to digest. Hello? Hello? If you don't have the equipment, right? Because you've been fracking up with your HCl levels. If you don't have the equipment, that's why some people are like, I can't eat red meat, it's so disgusting, I can't. No, your stomach acids are too low. And if your stomach acids are too low, most likely you have a candida overgrowth. And then you've got bacteria raging in all your cells. Your blood sugar's high, and no doctor can figure that out. Why? Because they don't study gut function. They don't study what candida albicans, the spores, can do to the cell by damaging the cell. So that's why when you have a I can't stand red meat reaction, it's not up in here. It starts here with too low stomach acid. You actually don't have the equipment to break down the protein. That's why people really start becoming obsessed with protein shakes. I mean, last time I remember, there's no freaking protein trees outside. Shake trees is it. Once you hydrolyze and break down the molecules of protein, I don't care if it's pea protein, which who in their right mind wants to build muscle on plant proteins? Oh, but this one guy, he's a vegan and he eats, and he's so muscular. I was like, that ain't you, brother. That ain't you. And if you look at modern society today, people have serious problems with their friggin' sex hormones. And we have to tie them all together. So your protein must be moderate because in the wild, you wouldn't be hogging on a bunch of fucking protein shakes. And also you would not be eating a bunch of muscle meat and tuna and chicken breasts in the wild. You can develop a uric acid buildup on that. You can develop kidney stones and you wouldn't even know. Because you're looking at people's physicality and going, I want to look like them. They say to take these things, I'm going to take these shakes. That's why we got to be careful. If somebody made it in a lab and you're putting it in your mouth, I told you guys before, you mess with the balance of nature and it will mess with you. It's messed with all of us, including myself. Okay, so now you know. This is how much carbohydrate. But I don't mean from ketchup. I mean from cruciferous vegetables because in the wild, we wouldn't have ketchup. So every little gram of carbohydrate that's been simplified into a liquid that we eat or drink is a problem. That's why smoothies are a problem when you create a lot of like juicing to drink because you're breaking down what the stomach would do, which is break it down. We have systems that are made in perfect place or for their own place for balance in the body. Cruciferous vegetables. Now, will we have cruciferous vegetables in the wild? Oh, hell no. Last time I checked, broccoli is not real. It's man-made. So, it's not that cruciferous vegetables are bad, but the accessibility to plant chemicals all the time out of season creates a buildup of inflammation in the body, which people don't consider when they want to get so thin. Okay. But cruciferous vegetables, unfortunately, in the wild, we wouldn't need fiber, people. We wouldn't have fracked up guts. Our gut biome would be very balanced. We would die and have disease because of infection. Sometimes viral infections, but classically from infection and no antibiotics to save our ass. People died an early death when they lived outside, the hunter-gatherers, not because of disease. They died because they lived outside without antibiotics. But, or they starved to death. There wasn't enough food. So we've got our protein needs to be moderate. So for men, it's between 75 to about 85. Now, if you're a small dude and you don't work out, you could even go down to 65 to 60 grams of protein per day. If you're a woman and if you're a very active male who's tall, yeah, I'd say 85 is the max, but I've seen a guy 6'3", if his and this is from working with clients, right? This isn't anecdotal and my own philosophy. This is from what I've learned from people. So this guy I work with, and he was the one that like triggered this whole thing on how much protein. So he was 6'3", 6'3", and built like motherfucking King Kong. Couldn't get his blood sugar down, couldn't, had his protein up towards like 200, started taking it down, 150, 107, stuff, I'm getting scared, I'm 6'3", and I want to keep my muscle, went down, 75 grams of protein per day for a man who's 6'3", built like freaking King Kong, was his tolerance level. And he got into ketosis. Not only did he spare his muscle, he actually grew muscle on 75 grams of protein per day. These are facts, so you can't refute that. Okay, so the protein, if you have to think about it, every bite of protein is difficult to digest. I'm going to turn off this chat scene, I'm talking a long time. Protein is very difficult to digest. It needs a lot of equipment to digest it. So if you're over, your body can't just take protein, digest it, and use it that fast. Because if your pancreas isn't working that well, the whole machine doesn't work. That's the problem with other people eating too much protein on a ketogenic protocol. If your insulin's not working well because you're insulin resistant, which is what we mostly are because we grow up on man-manipulated processed foods, then trying to get the protein, the overconsumption of protein into the muscle cell, none of it works. The digestion doesn't work, the pancreas doesn't work, and the ability to repair the muscle doesn't work because we're so catabolic from missing meals, not be connected to a circadian rhythm, and having too much inflammation in the body, and stuffing too much protein down our gullet at once that our body's like, I'm trying to keep up. You're like, just keep putting more and more and more and more in. I can't use it all. So let's reconvert it back into sugar and just use it as energy because I cannot keep breaking down all this protein. I'm developing stones and a uric acid buildup and purines and methionine. Okay, I'm going to turn on the chat because I just saw the time. Here we go. All right. You guys know that I couldn't answer a single question. I haven't made bone broth in a while, but when I was consuming, now remember you guys, if you really want me to answer a question, I'm going to have to recycle it because there's so many people. So bone broth, before I was eating about a cup a day because we have to factor in the protein in the bone broth, which other people on the internet might say, oh, don't worry about that. I mean, I'm not going to give you any science reason, just don't worry about too much protein. Chia seeds are lectins, they're seeds, and I mean, there could be maybe 3 or 4 reasons why, but every time I have put chia seeds in people's diet, their blood sugar starts spiking real high. That's why I love the glucometer. And if you didn't have the glucometer, you would never ever suspect that chia seeds could ever be a problem. So no chia seeds. Yes, when my book is ready, it will be available to Europe. Hemp seeds are questionable, right? I don't have enough data. There are some people that get really ill from chia seeds and some who tend to do fine. We just have to be careful on all. No, primal fat burner nor recommended ghee. Look, everybody's got their opinion. Some people say don't eat ghee because it's so cooked. What is naturally left in there? And then some people say eat the ghee because ghee is purified. So some of the proteins left, the whey and casein, are cooked out. So you have 2 camps, school of thought. And butter doesn't necessarily just make you lose weight. You have to use them as ketones. If you eat nothing, Graybill, if you eat nothing but eggs, you're going to damage your body. We are not designed to eat a bunch of eggs. The actual white of the egg is poisonous. So people who eat a bunch of egg whites and people who eat like 8, 12 eggs a day, go ask Dave Asbury, Mr. Biohacker, because he gave himself an egg allergy by eating an egg diet. Don't do it, people. Again, with flax seeds, you get 2 camps. You say, some say don't, some say do. Now, on the keto adaptation level, people are adapting on flax seeds, not on chia seeds. And this is where I get my data from. Yeah, so you're diabetic and you got your, I don't know if you're type 1 or type 2, but you got your blood sugar down to low hundreds. That's good. But you can even get it lower and in a healthy range. Sirens! Apple cider vinegar can be good and bad. For people who've got a really bad SIBO, it can make SIBO worse. For those who don't have SIBO, the plant pectins in the apple cider vinegar can help clear out a lot of junk out of your liver. So, 2 camps. If you're having an allergic reaction to what, Graybill? What's the difference between nutritional optimal ketosis? Nothing. They're just words. Sorry. Stupid words. Look, let's make it really simple. Your body's either using ketones as its primary, because you're always going to make glucose. So it's either using ketones as its primary, as your body's using ketones as its primary source of fuel, or it's not. You know, this optimal ketosis is a new word. I don't even care. There's no such, you're either using ketones and you're not damaging your body, or you're not using enough ketones and you're damaging your body, and let's take the labels off of it. I call it being highly keto adapted, right? This optimal and nutritional ketosis, these are other words, and I think they're confusing for that reason. So Donna asked, what can we eat? Irish moss. I don't know. You have to check. Glucose 84, ketones 3.2 are my ketones in my cell. I don't know. If you feel good, yes, but you're in a good range. There's no such thing as vegan keto. Sorry, guys, you know? And these vegans trying to talk about keto, be quiet. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know. You actually have to coach a lot. I've coached a lot of vegans trying keto. It didn't work. Not a single time. I tried, though. I'm willing to try anything. You want to get your ketones from going too high. Number one, if you have a leaky gut, you're losing ketones, right? You have holes in the gut lining, which a lot of ketones end up in the urine. It's also if your blood sugar gets too high, then ketones become unviable. There's a million reasons why ketones become unviable. Yes, I do recommend breakfast as the biggest meal of the day, as long as you don't have to go work out right after, or you're not having breakfast at 4:30 in the morning, or you don't have to, you know, start running around. Because if you're going to have a big meal, which I do believe that breakfast should be the biggest meal of the day, because you'll have cortisol, you have your adrenals, everything will work in perfect harmony to start digesting. But at night, the body wants to hibernate. It doesn't want to digest. That's why it's really bad to eat late at night, especially this carb backloading where people are eating a lot of carbs at night. It's just stupid. Doesn't make any sense. So you're on keto, not adapted yet. I have my thyroid wife. Feel so tired. Didn't do normal until I'm fully adapted. Expect ketones to get high. Okay, so this person, Mirvat, look, I mean, you're not adapting because you're doing it wrong. So there's about 100 reasons why somebody does it wrong. What's going on with, okay, hold on. Normal period, so this is hormonal weight gain. Can keto help? Michelle, keto can only help if you do it the right way. That's why I'm having all these videos. That's why I'm talking about the pancreas. I'm talking about the gut. I'm talking about the gallbladder, the stomach acids. You guys need to talk about this stuff. You can't just say no more period. No more period means your blood sugar is probably unstable and you're not using ketones. So the thyroid freaks out and the hair starts falling out and the menstrual cycle goes, but because your cortisol is likely too high from a concept called pregnenolone steal, which is the robbing of your sex hormones down the tree like DHEA, and then your menstrual cycle gets wonky. Why doesn't this other person talk about this stuff? Oh, I'm sorry, because you don't know it. Bink! Yes, I'm still doing consultations. I cut them out for a while because I'm writing this book, and I'm putting a few back in. People always say, like, if I, 3 o'clock's the cutoff limit to exercise, do I not exercise at all? Now, I don't believe that in the earlier part of your day that you can't even get 12 minutes in. If all you have is 12 minutes, where's my exercise band? If all you have is 12 minutes to exercise because on your work days, because on the days that you work, you can't squeeze in a full hour workout. I'm talking full body, time under tension, these exercises to get really good muscle contraction. As you guys can see, the muscles are contracted, right? And this will create a friction with the create the sliding filaments with actin and myosin, which will help get those GLUT4 receptors to come out of the muscle cell to gobble up the glucose and also get blood to the muscle cell with oxygen so your body can heal itself. So if all you have is, I'm going to do some lateral raises, right? Or I'm going to do some tricep extensions, right? Then, honey, I can do that in 12 minutes and do it nice, slow, and controlled. Wait, I don't know the question. You said that was a good question. I didn't see it because I was talking about this. Macadamia, okay, so peanuts, they're lectins. So peanuts and pecans, these are toxic because they have phytates in them. That's why people often say to soak the nuts because they're trying to get out the plant chemicals because it can rob your body of iron and it make it difficult for you to have a baby. Macadamia nuts are also other nuts are, they're omega-6, which are polys, which, contribute to your blood acidity. Your people are too acidic via the bloodstream. And, macadamia nuts are monounsaturated fats. They're not poly. And they have very low mycotoxins on them, whereas the other nuts do. And peanuts are the worst. That's why so many people have peanut allergies. Honey, these are foods that you're not supposed to eat. Some are highly sensitive, and some are, undercover sensitive. They don't know that they're sensitive. Wait, we got 100 people here, and we got 40 likes. Can we up the likes to show some love if you guys are feeling this broadcast? Because it's work, child. It is work to be on these videos. So if you guys can up the like ratio to the people involved in the chat, that'd be awesome. Okay, so I know you said that cardio isn't good for you while keto adapting, 4 or 5 miles of walking. Okay, yeah, to be honest, I don't know you. If you don't have a job and you're relaxing and your 4 or 5 mile a day walk is your energy exertion, yeah, sure. But if you got jobs and you running, you got kids, you got false light, and you got messed up, junked up everything, no, 4 or 5 miles is too much. So bad. So bad. Raw, not roasted. Macadamia nuts, that was the answer to the question, if you're going to have it. What's with keto during pregnancy? What's with it? You have to be more specific with the question. Did you know kids are born ketotic, so it's just to keep it going the right way. The max blood sugar is under 80 milligrams per deciliter, or between 69 and 80, but with viable ketones. If you cannot control the macadamia nut consumption, get rid of it. Because it's creating like a dopamine, serotonin bump when you're eating it. No, you cannot drink your BCAAs. It'll spike your blood sugar and prevent you, because again, that's protein broken down by man. You don't need BCAAs. BCAAs are in protein, animal protein. Just eat your food, people. Stop drinking it. Fenugreek, I don't think that's going to help pregnenolone steal from cortisol with your sex hormones. I don't. These type of supplements for your sex hormones, you really just got to get your stress down and breathe and eat right and fix the gut. That'll help and you get enough cholesterol in for your sex hormones. Chicken livers are my favorite for organ meats. When somebody asked about what's my... Okay, wait. These questions are going real fast. Let me see. So the goal is to keep your blood sugar in the same for the morning fasting reading. Yes, the goal is to try to keep, I mean, look, anytime your body's stressed, if you're in the car and somebody almost hits you, your blood sugar is going to shoot up real high. I don't care if you're ketotic or not. But if your day is pretty chill, it should balance out your hormone, I was like, do I delete that comment or not? You should sleep about 8 hours. You know, when you start sleeping a long time, it's because you never really got into a deep sleep, so your body's craving sleep. That's why some people can sleep 12 hours, because they don't really sleep. Or the people who can sleep anywhere, I'm doing one arm all the time. The people who can do sleep anytime, anywhere, that's not normal, people. That's because your body is exhausted. I don't care what my friends think about what I do. You shouldn't either. You know, I had one epiphany moment when I went to Thanksgiving party and I lied about my food choices, and the woman would not stop asking me weird questions. And after that, I was like, I will never, ever lie to anyone again in a restaurant, except for the waiters. I lie all the time to the waiters. I'm diabetic. But for friends, no. They either love me for who I am or they don't. But I will never lie to anyone. I don't care if it's when I went to a Christmas dinner with my extended family and there's a lot of them, they know not to mess with me because they see I'm in such good shape. You know, what are they going to say? Like, you know, eat this slop? No, they know. They know. And they can't say that I don't have fun in life because I travel all the time and I live my life. So people are like, oh my God, you're just not living. I'm like, no, the food that I eat is so good. How many avocados can you eat? As many as you want, as long as you don't have a histamine response to it. You don't count the protein or carbohydrates in avocado at all. I've coached tons of people who are doing keto with caffeine. They don't adapt. Our adrenals are already overtaxed. That's a fact. That's a fact. Nobody can refute that. Nobody can argue that. No one. No one. So no, people don't adapt well with caffeine. I haven't seen it. So no, sorry. Whoever said that, that's a caffeine addict, not trying to, you know, not trying to be rude. Because, Guy, you don't count the protein in vegetables because they're incomplete. Okay? They're made out of beads, little linked chains of protein, amino acids, and they're not complete. You've got 8 here and 6 there. They're not complete. Yeah? They're not complete. The muscles don't grow well on plant proteins. Everybody knows that. So that's why people try to mix their quinoa with their beans, with their this and their that, and they're trying to create 22 essential amino acids. And then all those plants have chemicals, and then you're eating them out of season all the time. You can't win for losing. So just eat the freaking protein. That's what you're made out of. You're made out of animal protein, not plant protein. Only animal protein counts. You got it. Yes, green beans are approved. Fitbit counts every bit of protein. Do you think these people who made Fitbits are thinking about ketogenesis? No, they're trying to make money, yo. These are money people. You think humans have all the answers? We know about 2% of the body. Look at people who use plant protein to build muscle. And I don't mean 1 or 2 people. You put 100 people in a room. Now we're going to have a conversation. And then I mean from every background. I'm sweating doing this. Yeah, so you lost weight, but yeah, you talked about MRT? Yeah, just make sure your blood sugar is stable because you could lose a lot of weight through gluconeogenesis, and we don't want to do that. You want to lose weight by using viable ketones. Night shift workers, I always say the only thing that you can actually do is have your shite on a schedule, right? And when your day's off of work, rest like a mother sucker. Breathe, rest, meditate. Potassium is pretty toxic to the liver if you use supplementation form of potassium. I'm not going to lie. If you take lamb near the rib, it's fantastic for keto. If you have palpitations, your electrolytes are low, mainly from potassium, low potassium. I mean, what can we do? Our soil is depleted from minerals. So bone broth, spinach, avocado, make sure you don't have histamine, all those foods. Thank you, T4 Juan. Tracking grams. Google, look at the package, and write it down in a notebook, and then memorize. You don't need post-protein, Anna. Look, guys, I'm gonna be 50 years of age in a couple weeks, right? I keep showing people that I keep building right now. I'm building and building and building muscle. I keep building like crazy muscle. I keep building, you know? This is not genetics. This is called epigenetics. For those who go, oh, it's the genetics. Your melanocytes have nothing to do with muscle quality. You increase your HCl levels in your stomach by eating protein. Sorry. For those who are like, ugh. And by getting good quality sleep and getting your stress down, quitting caffeine and drinking and things of this nature to help start going back into the body factory to build up the enzymes and peptides and caloric acids to break down food. You can use betaine HCl supplements as well to encourage, you know, acid to break down foods and get your body more used to breaking down foods. You could use MCT oil as a pre-workout, yes. And I don't use MCT oil anymore. I used to promote it in videos, but I don't care anymore. There's no best breakfast because I rotate my foods. Foods must be meant to be rotated, so they should be, you shouldn't really just have mono foods all the time and be like, I can just eat the same thing every day. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. You gain 10 pounds of muscle. Hopefully you can do a DEXA scan and really know that. Wait. I started on keto January 26, 2017. Your HB1AC is 5.1. July it was 5.3. Isn't it bad that it increased? Yeah. Jacqueline, gluconeogenesis can do that. You do keto the wrong way, your blood sugar can go into a physiological insulin response. You want to see my family for myself? Nobody wants to be on camera, guys. Do you think anybody in my family wants to be on camera? My mom, though. I've done videos with my mother. You think my brother wants to be on camera with his sister? He doesn't even like to be in the same gym with me. Ooh. How to fix what, Jacqueline? Oh, I forgot the question, by the way. You feel like you can't make it through your nights with something caffeine? Oh, what did you say? I feel like I can't make it through my nights at work without caffeine. Do you? Okay, Emily, honey, that's huge. That might be a consultation. You have adrenal fatigue. You need to fix your adrenal issues. You can make it through a night, and young guys can go to the gym without being on pre-workouts. So you know how many times I go to the gym and these young guys are on pre-workouts? But I just don't have the energy. I'm like, you're 22, what's wrong? Okay, somebody said, do you recommend keto if you can't absorb fats? If you have, what was it? It's not due to inflammation that you don't absorb fats. It's due to things like having a sludgy gallbladder or not having enough HCl levels in the stomach or having leaky gut. That's when people don't absorb the fat. It's not because of inflammation. That's a secondary reaction to problems that created. And yes, you can fix both while trying to adapt. That means fix these organ issues while learning how to uptake and use ketones. Yes, if your blood sugar drops to 60s and the 50s while power walking, why are you power walking? You should be doing like time under tension resistance training. I assume that you're a woman. Yes, you have to heal. Yes, I know how to heal leaky gut, but it's like a long subject. It's like I'd have to do a broadcast just on leaky gut. But let's put it this way. The answer to most of these issues, like blood sugar and leaky gut and not absorbing the fat, is getting 5 REM state cycles a night. That's what really, and getting to, and follow a circadian rhythm through the whole day. Those are the main ways to adapt beyond macros and like inflammation. Yeah, Joanna, I think 38 grams of protein is getting a little low. Getting a little low, especially if you exercise. That's a per day. Thank you, Big Joe. This book stuff, it's hard because the more I write, the more I realize, like, I'll do the broadcast from you guys. I'm like, oh my God, look at, this is what they want to know. Like, this is what they're confused about. And then I go back to my book and I start writing more chapters that weren't there before. It's so hard. You have 3 dreams a night. That's good that you remember 3 dreams. No, I don't weigh my food anymore because I've done this for almost 10 years. So, you know, first years were bad practice, but like the last 8 ongoing, yeah, haven't need to measure crap. Well, the book can, it's simplified. You know, I say so much in videos, but like I always do impromptu videos. I don't sit there with a chalkboard and start writing things out for you. Snorefest. I don't do that, but in the book I will graph things out and just, I get right to the point in a book. That's why it's better, not better, but it's a different option to learning about what I've experienced based on that. No, Guy, there's no macros. You cannot predict your body in numbers. You must go and write down what you're eating, the amount of what you're eating, and then use a glucometer to track your blood sugar around that and journal how you feel. That's the only way, and you can't get out of it. There's not one single app that will do that for you. My book will be in stores, yes. It's by a publishing company. It's not self-published. Leaky gut only fats I can absorb are flax seeds and coconut oil to help. No, that's not true. That's what you think is true. I don't know how to say your name. Auschlach or something. Fix your gut, and then you can eat more than coconut oil and flaxseed oil. Because if you're eating flax seeds, that's just fiber, so you're not getting fat from that. And it have to be the oil, and that oxidizes too much. And MCT oil is processed. I mean, you can't adapt on MCT oil. You would test your blood sugar the first 6 weeks if you're a newbie. Or you would keep revisiting, like you would go off of testing for a while if you've done it for already 6 months or something, and test again. And you want to test your blood sugar every morning fasted, and 2 days out of the week you want to test it all day long, the blood sugar, like after breakfast, after lunch, after dinner, and for food allergies or post-workout. And for ketones in the beginning, you can do it once a week. Psyllium husk will scratch your intestine, get rid of it. Don't need it. Don't use psyllium husk to cook with or to get the poop out. Just fix your gut. If you've got, a lot of you guys have constipation or loose stool or floating poop and all that. Yes, I do fry my chicken livers. I think dancing for a core workout is freaking fantastic. I do it all the time. I do it all the time. Boop. All the time. Thank you for the likes, you guys. I see that the like ratio went up. 4 tablespoons, yeah, of liquid. Like you could take butter or lard or duck fat and just pour it on your food per meal. Emily, your blood sugar looks a little too low. But I don't know, how do you feel, Emily? Do you wake up tired? Take you a while to fall asleep? Do you wake up in the middle of the night to pee? Do you crash at all? How's your hunger levels? Because those things matter with a blood sugar of 69. How do you avoid constipation? Will fix your gut. You might have candida. Or you might have a thyroid problem. Yes, I will discuss. I can't go into every subject in depth, but I'll mention the stomach acids, right? I try to do like this much of the actual science, this much of it connected into keto and how to fix things. It's like, here's the subject, here's my experience with it, here's what it is. Well, that's the subject. And here's the solution. And every page will be the same. You will find a rhythm on every single page of this book. So you will know what to expect. Now, there'll be clip notes at the bottom summarizing what the page is about. So you won't sit there and just go like this through a book. You'll be like, okay, I can read this all the way to the bottom. Oh, I don't understand. Here's a cliff note on the bottom. Break fast. Yeah, you have to break the fast, especially in the modern time because of our adrenals overtaxed. Conventional wisdom blames meat for colon cancer. Okay, so Guy, conventional wisdom blames meat because what do people eat? They eat shitty meat, right? Sausages and like cold cuts and restaurant meats and supermarket meats that are freaking lean meats with too much methionine in it. You will never find a study where people are eating pastured animals who are eating a lot of fat having cancer, ever. So don't believe the hype, as Public Enemy once said. Saturated fats. You have to have all three. Hey, did you know, Brandon, that meat has unsaturated? It has all three. It has monopoly and saturates. Yes, Crohn's will help. Crohn's, you can actually help heal the inflammation in the colon with using keto for Crohn's, but you have to do it the right way. Yep, Guy, you eat a lot of Italian sausage. That shit is processed. Ketones are better than any drug. They will help heal the body. I don't know where you live, Miss Fitness, or the Fitness 360. You got to go and find out where. I mean, I live in Cali. I can go this farm, this place, this farmer's market, and get these types of things, or this store. Duck eggs are good for people who've got histamine intolerance. Okay, somebody wrote, what the fuck, testing your blood sugar is completely over the top. It's a diet choice necessary to stay alive. Rusty, what are you trying to say? We're talking about keto, bro. You want to go toe-to-toe with me? Come on now. It's testing your blood sugar because we're eating foods not in the wild. Hello? Duh. We don't eat like we are hunter-gatherers. That's why we got to do stupid things like measure our blood sugar. Can't adapt if your blood sugar's too high. So you just use it as a tool in the beginning and then you put it away. Then you take it out every once in a while if you go through a trauma. Chill, bro. Chill. Relax, Ina. Somebody tried to say that on when a comment on, you know, it's not natural, God, for us to test our blood sugar. I was like, nothing we do is natural. We are messed up individuals. Yes, I'm doing consultations at the moment at stephanieperson.com, and I'll put it in the show notes below. See, mine is all over the place to shift. Yes, generally only twice a day. Well, Emily, you're going to screw your body up eating 800 calories a day, and I keep seeing this metabolic derangement beyond the umpteenth degree, and then you develop hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's. See, is there a way, a rough idea of your keto adaptation? Can I afford the test? You can do an organic acid test, which is a great test to see what's going on with the bacteria in your body, and glutathione and your carbonated water is okay. Hybrid cows, having cabbage right now, okay. Can you still adapt if you have perfect under 80 fasted blood sugar, but usually spikes to 90 after a big meal? Is this normal shit? Look, your blood sugar is going to spike because it's a lot of work to digest food. That's why it spikes. Even on a ketogenic meal, it should spike. But if it drops down to under 80 after 2 hours, you're good to go as long as you're not hypoglycemic. Boom! Such a dork. Okay, we're an hour and 9 minutes. I'm gonna take a couple more questions and get the frack out of here because I gotta write my book. Oh, and I'm doing one more short live broadcast on my what time is it? It's 1. On my Facebook keto course page that you have to sign up through my site. Website. Yep. Ooh, it's hot up in here. Grass-fed. I think chickens don't eat grass, do they? Just saying. No, it's not okay to eat food, especially a big meal, before bed because your body wants to hibernate. It doesn't want to go get back in the car, drive to the job, and start working. And that creates an inflammatory response. Food, your caloric acids want to, your body has to do a lot of work to have like blood pressure up and stomach acids percolating. And so at night your body wants to go down, the blood wants to congeal and thicken, the heart rate wants to drop, and your body starts to hibernate to heal. So if you eat food, that's a lot of work. So it digests at a shitty pace, and then you wake up with rotten, rancidified food in your stomach, which spikes your blood sugar. So the only time I have people ever eat any food is a bite of protein or two before they go to bed, not by an hour before they go to bed, as to stop the hypoglycemic response in the middle of the night, which a lot of you guys wake up like 3 o'clock, like, bang, I'm awake. And you normally wake up like that because of cortisol due to the fact that your blood sugar dropped too low, and you got to fix that. Wait. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Rodmila. Chickens, you eat everything. What's the latest you'd eat at night? Probably 6 p.m. Being on prednisone, to recover. You're on a steroid. Is that from I don't know. I don't want to ask you. It's too personal. 11:59. Time to go to bed, I think. Brandon, how much protein are you eating? Oh, Brandon, it doesn't matter what he's eating. It matters what you're eating. Especially for a guy. Women and men do not eat the same amount of protein. I have brighter eyes? I don't think I do. I think it's just a better camera. Seriously, in my older videos, I was just filming with an iPad, so everything's crappy quality. And I never got that close to a camera, so you couldn't see how bright my eyes were. Yes, cortisol. Your adrenals are the reasons why you have hot flashes. You have adrenal fatigue or adrenal insufficiencies, for sure. Damn, eat when I get off work because I sleep. Plethora of information. Thank you, Emily. I wish I wasn't speaking so spastic. Look at that. I got 100%. I have 106 people in the chat and 105 likes. That's freaking awesome! Thank you, you guys, so much for liking this broadcast. Aaron, if you're still hungry, you're not eating enough fat. That's a problem. Fat, you need all these, you need a gallbladder, you need the caloric acids. That's why fatty meats are optimal. That's why you're not hungry for so long. So if you're hungry, you're not eating enough if your carbohydrates are too low. You need a consultation guy. Yes, have a calendar up and it goes fast. Calendar for booking. Nothing wrong with being a spastic. Well, look, sometimes I like the broadcast and sometimes I don't. When you're on social media, you work all the time, You try to be as genuine as you can, but at some point, people really don't know who you really are. They can only guess by your internet persona. If you're not hungry, there could be some issues why you're not hungry. So you have to eat, I don't care if you're not hungry, a bite of protein or two with some fat to stop the hypoglycemia. I tell people to eat when they're not hungry, period. Right? Sometimes people have gallbladder problems and they never knew that they did or their stomach acids are low, and that is why they're not hungry, because it's really hard to digest. It's like a brick in their stomach. But you have to work. You can't just not eat. Blood sugar is high for the first 3 hours, even if I ate within 30 minutes after I wake up. Because you got problems going on there, Mirvat. And that takes a consultation. I'd have to ask you everything. What's going on? Because your blood sugar is always running high. You could have C-reactive proteins. You could have inflammation in the body. You could have thyroid issues. You could be a stress monger. Your sleep can be crappy. There's a million reasons why people's blood sugar is too high. There's not one answer for everyone. Do you always take with meals a glucosamine? Glucosolve? What is that, glucosamine? Look, you don't need to take stuff. You need to take magnesium. You can put that in as a lotion. You should probably eat 3 main meals and 2 snacks a day in the very beginning, not forever, to avoid hypoglycemia on a ketogenic protocol. What tests? I mean, I'm telling people to use the glucometer. That's the most easy test without having to spend $300 to $500 on an organic acid test. You can go to the doctor and get your A1C checked. That's a good test, or your estrogen or testosterone for the men. Do you put on magnesium lotion in the AM or PM? I put it on the evening so I can relax, but you can do both. I'm so silly. Brr. Yes, you could have the sauteed in butter or lard. Going back to Cali. You're gonna get a one-on-ones with me? Okay. Should I change something during pregnancy macros? Was it Sonia? You gotta talk to me, hon. Like, you don't, be careful. Like, first of all, the doctors don't know, forget that. And she's talking about doing keto while pregnant, and she's like, should I do this? I was like, there's no like mathematical answer I can give you. It comes by have a conversation. Oh, your blood sugar is a 3.9? Wait. Blood sugar is 3.9 fasted. Saba, what's your ketones? It can be okay as long as I know what your ketones are. Was it RKO 1968? Really, it's sleep. If you don't want muscle loss on a ketogenic protocol, get enough fat in to not lose muscle. Because eat every couple of hours in the beginning, so the adrenals don't start doing the adrenaline cortisol breakdown of the muscle thing. That's really the simple answer out of it. Eat a slight load of fat and eat every couple of hours and get some really good sleep as a real general idea as to not become catabolic, to try to stop that reaction. Oh, and get your stress down. About 2 liters of water a day you can drink, but you know, we all come in different sizes and sweat and all that. Wait, your doctors say that you have lupus. I'm all over the place with how I feel daily. Can't wait for a consult. Oh, Emily, okay. Yeah, I definitely have had a few lupus people, so it's not going to be something I'm unknown to. Frying okay on keto diet or oven? No, you can fry it. You can fry it. I mean, some people like to cook their meats in the oven and then pour the fat on top because oil oxidizes, but you know, people just don't have time to bake everything, so you can pan fry it on a low temperature and you're good to go. Boop. No, we're not prone to gallstones. Nobody's prone to gallstones. That's not natural in nature. Sorry, Lane, not to sound sarcastic. But we're prone to gallstones because of carbs, right? And estrogen dominance and sitting with not enough circulation can affect the biliary of the gallbladder. That comes from our lifestyle. We as hunter-gatherers, we ate fatty organ meats, so we needed that gallbladder. We're supposed to be eating fat. Keto doesn't create gallstones. Carbs creates the gallstones. You can continue with keto even on floaty stool. You just have to eat every once in a while, every couple of hours, so you don't become. I mean, not all of it's going to end up in the toilet. Alcohol dehydrates the body, yes. Use natural calm, magnesium, oil. I use the oil, but you can use the calm. Is eggplant okay? It's a little high in carb. Marathon runners stick to keto and still run efficiently. Once you're adapted and not before. You will do horribly on keto trying to train as a marathon runner in the very beginning. Keto can get rid of gallstones? No, because the gallbladder's overworking to break down that high fat, so you've got to do stuff immediately. Well, in the context that your carbs drop. That's why I need to talk to people specifically on these subjects. Dehydration, wait, yes, but does affect ketosis. Beer does, but what about no alcohol? Can't keto, that's not keto, that's something else. Blood sugar is 3.9. Okay, 1.7 ketones. Saba, how do you feel though? You didn't write that down. Just tell me a number. Yay, you booked your one-on-one. It's going to be freaking epic. Is keto okay for bypass surgery? My brother-in-law had a... Yes, it can be. But for people who've got heart disease, of course keto can. You're just eating real food and cutting out the carbs. But because your brain is so addicted to the glucose, look at me leaning like an old lady. Your body's so addicted to the glucose that when you go to try to do keto, people's bodies go under stress. It's kind of like people who are alcoholics and they cut away the alcohol. Their body stresses at first until it finds the rebalance button. It just has to be done the right way. No, yeah, somebody asked if the one-on-ones are ongoing. Okay, for how little I charge, am I going to keep... No. I had consultation packages where I did 4 weeks of coaching for like that much money, and it was killing me. 4 weeks plus the 1 hour Skype consultation. I'm writing a book. I have no time. I'd be writing diets after, and I'd be answering questions online with the ongoing coaching. I'll never be able to write my book, so I cut it out. I did no consultations. People freaked when they couldn't get not even a consultation. So I created 1 hour and that's it. I'm not overcomplicating my life until this book comes out. Then I'll create more ongoing coaching. But not if you want another session, you have to book another 1 hour for a follow-up and not a series of coaching, because I will never get this book done. Never if I do that again. That stuff was killing me. Yes, you can have a side dish with your short ribs of some like avocado and some cruciferous vegetable and spice it real good. I never said no coconut oil. Who said that? I said I'm not as dependent on it because I see that how effective animal fat is working to get people adapted. What is CDK again? My brain doesn't work with all these questions. I can't remember. I need to drink more water. Cauliflower mash? Well, just be careful. See, kidney disease can really, keto can really help kidney disease. Really help, but you have to do it the right way. Or you can put more stress on the body, not as far as the detoxification of the kidneys, right? That's what helps the kidney disease, is that you're not having this advanced glycation end product response to the cells from eating carbs that goes down. The inflammatory markers go down so the kidneys can heal. Ketogenesis is great for kidney disease. You just have to do it the right way. I don't listen to Chris Brown. It's such a weird question. Tasha, I'm sorry. I'm writing a book right now. People are like, have you watched this TV show? Have you listened to this song? I'm like, no! I'm writing a stupid book! The best cruciferous vegetables are all the same. And it depends on how your body reacts to them. If it's broccoli, cauliflower, kale, asparagus, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, if you have a histamine higher to one than the other, if you have gas to one more than the other, it's very individual, the cruciferous vegetable. And of course, it's better to have the lower, and things like kale is good for the liver, and the cruciferous can pull out stuff out of the liver, and spinach is good with potassium, but you might have a histamine response to the spinach, or you might have thyroid, and that can block the iodine, and that's why you should cook your cruciferous vegetables and not eat them in a salad. Duck fat, yes. What about muscle cramps? Be careful with electrolytes. So is that to help muscle cramps? Because no, keto will make it worse if you don't manage your electrolyte balance, because you drop a lot of water in keto, especially in the beginning. Hurry up and write that book. Okay, so to 100. It's an hour and 24 minutes. I gotta go, guys. So, okay, I'm out of here. It's time to go and enjoy the day of writing inside on a weekend. People are like, hey, Steph, let's go to the movies. No, I have to write my book. Hey, Steph, let's do this. No, I can't travel anywhere because I have to write my book. Yes, it's normal to have keto flu for a week. That's actually nothing. Yay, finally caught my broadcast live. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay guys, time to go. I have one more to do on my private Facebook page. If you guys want to learn more about keto, you can go to stephanieperson.com for the keto course page. It's $15 a month. It's a membership page. You can do it for a month, see what it's about, go out or stay on it at stephanieperson.com. Oh, du såg det, Martina. Så glad att du caught the broadcast. Martina Engdahl. Hejsan. Pratar lite svenska idag. Fantastiskt för alla mina vänner som kommer från Sverige. Hejsan. Hur är läget? Okay. Yes, keto will help with compressed disc because less inflammatory markers, glycation of the cells will help the disc and the inflammation go down quite dramatically. Do I go to the gym? What? Yo, go to my YouTube channel. Of course I go to the gym. I'm a gym freak. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. You know I'm always really dorky and silly on these broadcasts. Keto solve your acid reflux, yes. From having too low stomach acid, which is what acid reflux is, or GERD. Spammy, but I have a medical issue. Don't know how to Google. I don't know what you want me to do. Yeah, if I don't lift, I will do handstands. I'll do calisthenics if I don't lift. Right now I'm trying to do one arm handstands. So that's what I'll do, or I'll dance. I'll go to the aerobics room and I'll just be like, boom, boom. I'll stretch, right? I'll stretch. I stretch all the time. Dansk! Oh, so varingårda. I gotta remember my Danish now. Swedish comes out. I love Denmark. I love Denmark. My booty got big. What steroids do you take? If I took steroids, if I took steroids, I'd be freaking huge. I would be a monster. So I just take keto all day. I'm almost 50, you guys. A couple weeks, I'll be 50. And I want to teach you guys that we don't have to turn in to saggy, fraggy, old people with no energy as we get older, that we can live a long, vital life. That's why I'm here. So the person who called me a 50-year-old diva, you damn right. Wish you could be looking like this at 50. Just saying. Boop, 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 boop. I'm a diva. I'm a diva when I ride my bike down the street, right? I'm a diva when I have my Forever 21 $3 ring on. I'm such a silly dork. Thank you. I'll be 50 soon, and I'm really, really proud of it. And it comes from a load of work. I get on my bike. I started riding a bike in this crazy ass city to build the muscle on my atrophied leg. That's why I started riding a bike. I bought the bike and it sat on my balcony for 3 years because the pain was so bad to do this on a 10 surgery knee. How's that for a diva? Yes. I finally started riding my bike, and now I refuse to drive my car unless I've got a lot of errands to do or if it's far away. So I force myself to do things that are uncomfortable to balance my health. Breathe, detox, get away from the internet. Wait. Du älskar mig, tack. Du är från Danmark. I wish I could snagga dansk, men jag kan inte snagga dansk. Kanske en dag jag ska köpa en lägenhet på Köpenhamn. Och jag kan, eller nej, hyra en lägenhet i Köpenhamn och lära dansk the proper way. I would love to do that. Oh, wait, German. Was ist los? Right? Das ist richtig. Das ist verrückt. And we could say, I have a friend named Jensi Schnabel Pimmelnase. And everybody used to call him in the skateboard days, because I used to go to the Monster Mastership competitions in Düsseldorf. And das ist verrückt. Das ist richtig, right? Maybe? Was ist los? Okay, guys. Oh my God, if I could speak Italian, I'd be so happy. Oh, I gotta go to Italy. I love Italian. Ja, das ist richtig. Okay, richtig. Not richtig. I guess that's an accent on a different part of Germany. Come to Germany. I was gonna come to Europe this summer. I really want to go. Ooh, Norwegian Airlines is such cheap fares, but I can't. If I don't stay home, I won't finish this book, so I can't catch it. I can't go. I've been to Ireland too. I've been to London many times. One day I think I'll go through some photo albums with you of all of the skateboard stuff I did in Europe. Come to Kenya. I've been, well, maybe not really. I've been to Tanzania for 2 months. I lived in a small village named Sinza. It was amazing, you guys, to live in a small African village for a long, well, 2 months. Protein max for a male. It depends on your height and all that. Probably 85. Habari? I don't know where that is. I'm hot. Okay. Okay, guys. Medical rehab question. I have nerve damage from the spine. Wait, spine injury, digestive tract broken, many nerves are numb to the touch, but not pressure can kill. Yes, please, Brandon. Brandon, I'm telling you, right? You want to protect the nerve endings and the digestive tract, but you have to do keto the right way. I don't have a favorite fitness YouTuber. I watch them, and then I watch all the drama. I think I watch the vegan drama because it's so funny. And the bodybuilder drama, but there's nobody I follow yet, right? There's nobody I follow on YouTube. You know, like I watched Rich Piana's racist rant. It was entertaining. Like everyone knows that shit was entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That was so funny. And then I watch all the vegan drama because like they include me sometimes in the drama. The Norga Gaudas is a person I respect in the keto reality. I know it's going to sound really corny, but like Mahatma Gandhi is one of those people that I just love his story. I'm not going to lie, and I've got to go to India one day. You know, myself and Mark Gonzalez have skated. Mark Gonzalez was one of the first skaters I ever met when I went down to an oceanside skateboard competition in Cali years ago. I know Mark very well. Yes, just to let you know. That's your opinion that you thought that Gandhi was a racist. That's your perception of his reality. So I have my own. And that's the thing about being humans. We can have our own perception of what we see in somebody's actions. So you want to see him as a racist, that's all you. Have fun with that. And if you don't like me because I like him, have fun with that too. Yes, I skated with a lot of those guys, babe. I mean, I skated in Upland when it was still up, in Del Mar Skate Park in San Diego back in the day. Lance Mountain, I don't know Lance Mountain. I've had more conversations with Mark Gonzalez. But yeah, I've been to many skate functions and backyard ramps with Lance Mountain. And Tony is actually someone I know, Tony Hawk. He's someone I've sat down and talked to and have skated his backyard house ramp when he had a little mini ramp back in the day before he was famous. And been to like German TV show interviews and skated and skateboard camps in Bourges in France with Tony. Joe, you might, I don't think you're fully adapted. I think that you're producing more ketones. It's going to take a while for it to be really like, you still have your Del Mar, wait, your pipeline, your Del Mar pipeline membership card. That's so cool. I'm definitely not talking to a 20-year-old, that's for sure. That feels like yesterday, those days though, skating those parks back in the day. Okay guys, now I'm doing stupid things like speaking Danish and Swedish and talking about skate parks. I'm losing you guys. I'm hemorrhaging out the people who actually want to hear other stuff. Yes, it takes months. You can use ketones one day and not the other because blood sugar is still fluctuating. The brain's still trying to figure it out. Even on strict keto. You can adapt as a runner. It just takes time. I've adapted runners before, competitive runners. Okay, I'm hot, you guys, in this hot apartment with no air on. Yes, type 2 can be reversed. Not type 1, but you can moderate and balance your blood sugar as a type 1, and you can actually reverse the symptoms of type 2 diabetes. Bam! Oh my God, I've got to go to Japan. Maybe that's my next stop. There were these MMA fighters at my gym one day, and they were training with this American guy. And they were staring at me, and I was like, what are you staring at me for? Whatever. So when I was leaving the gym, they were in the parking lot with this American guy. And he goes, hey, the American guy stops me, and he goes, hey, you know, we're just saying that you're in really great shape. And I said, well, thank you, you know, that I really appreciate that. And one of the Japanese guys, he grabs my hand like this, he grabs it, and he bends over very slowly, and he goes, it's such a pleasure to meet you. And I was like, like, it felt like an electric bolt went through my body. And the second Japanese guy did the same. This is the reason why traveling is so important to me. Culturally, how the Japanese people treat each other, love, 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 love. It was one of the most profound things I'd ever experienced because I was in the States, in LA, and I went home like shaking almost because I just see people as dicks. Not everybody. And then when these guys did that, it was just like there is still humanity left. It exists. That was such a beautiful moment in my life. I will never forget. And I've done a lot of traveling. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. This is over an hour, and I'm not getting anything done as usual. So thank you for joining the broadcast. You guys, we're all human beings. This concept of race, I'm so bored. I'm so bored. We are forgetting that we're human beings. We do not live in an egalitarian society anymore. We have created a mess. And then we look at other people and we judge each other nonstop. I am bored at almost 50 of this garbage. We're all the friggin' same. Messed up. Not living outside in the wild. So thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Elisa. I appreciate it. I'm not anything. What is it? RK. Was it RKO? You trying to make me a feminist? I'm not a feminist. Bro, don't be dumb. Don't say stupid shit. You know what I am? I'm Stephanie. There's only one. Oh, and there's only one version of keto. You either adapt or you don't. You either adapt or you don't. So this whole eat a lot of protein and low fat so you can lose weight is not ketogenic. It's just starvation. I'm not a feminist. I'm not black, white. I'm just friggin' Stephanie. Peace. Thank you guys. I appreciate the broadcast. You've been awesome. And I'll be back. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I'm just me. Some people like me. Some people don't. And that's okay. I will sleep at night. Because I'm very lucky for this one life. That's right. We are one. We are all the same. I know that because I'm ethnically all mixed up and I've traveled all over the world, and I'm so bored of people trying to create differences between us. We're all the same. Okay, guys, I'm out. So have a wonderful day. Till next time, I'll keep it real. 100. Thank you, Donna. You're always awesome. You're always supportive no matter what. If you guys like the broadcast, don't forget to subscribe or hit that, is a push notification, so when I go live, you see that I'm going live. We need people preaching the same message. I agree. I just get bored. Like, you can't provoke me. Like, I got an attitude. Like, it can get like a little attitude will come out. But then when you push away from that attitude, you're like, who cares? Like, really? I need to go take a poop. You know, it's just like, whatever. Who cares? You have to just find the balance within yourself, whatever that is. So thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye. And I'm out because this broadcast is way too long.